Alright, welcome back to Forgotten Dailies. So we went and done it again. We found another one. We'll get into this car here in a second. But so I get asked quite a bit on this pit channel, where do you find all these cars? How do you keep finding them? And it's just like anything else, you know, you have to put the work in to hunt. We hunt several times a day. I have contacts, you know, throughout my area that also send me cars. My wife, she sends me cars. And I belong to several different groups dedicated to these kind of cars. And, you know, just people find us, or, you know, we just hunt until we find them. I have a reputation. Hopefully it's a good one. I think it's a good one in the community. Some people hate me. Some people like it. Some people hate me because they think they should all be saved. Save every one of them. Well, unfortunately, as an example of this car, it's not worth saving. As sad as it is, the top end, other than the green paint, it looks decent. You know, it's missing the hood, but that's easy enough. And you know, surprisingly, the one seat, because they kept the passenger seat, isn't horrible. However, this car had an engine fire. That's why you see the burnt stuff down through here. That's why the firewall or the strut tower and things is discolored and kind of brassy, shiny looking. That was from a fire. Obviously, the valves have definitely been sitting out, exposed to the weather, and so is the engine, as you can see. Not just that, because, you know, it's just an engine, it's an engine harness, you know, whatnot. Can be swapped out with another one, blah, blah, blah. But this one, I know on the driver's side, I didn't even check the passengers because it doesn't matter. The frame rail itself is crunchy. So when you grab a hold of the frame rail and squeeze it with your fingers, it goes crunch in your hands and literally falls apart. So the car's not worth saving. However, as with anybody in this community knows, parts for these cars is pretty much unavailable. They don't reproduce very few parts. You can buy some engine stuff, suspension parts, things like that, brakes, whatnot. But when it comes to plastic trim, pieces like this front nose, fenders, any of that stuff, nobody makes. And unfortunately, you know, being cars from the 80s, they're gone. They're a lot of them been crushed, wrecked, whatnot. You know, they're just gone. So when we find them, that's when we're the hero, because, you know, we get parts that others don't have and that others need, and whatever else you may want to say. But then, you know, you get the negative ones that, oh, save them all, blah, blah, blah. Anyways, but those are the ones that when you put one up for sale, like the Daytona over here, they don't come through. They go crickets on you. You know, they're silent. Well, you know, I can't afford to save all of them. I don't have time to save all of them. And honestly, I don't have the desire to save all of them because I just don't. Some of them are just, you know, they are what they are. I like them all, don't get me wrong. But I definitely like others, some more than others. So, with that said, this is a 1986 Dodge Shelby Charger. Obviously, it's a 2.2 turbo, 5-speed. Pretty rough car. I mean, as I explained a minute ago about the frame rail and stuff, somebody had already taken a lot of the interior apart. I started actually taking it apart last night, and like the cluster and everything in this tote, I went ahead and pulled last night when I started. The mirrors have already sold, but there's a lot of good parts on it still. Stuff that's, you know, is usable. Believe it or not, the little emblems on the trunk or the hatch, those actually sell. The passenger side taillight's busted. The driver's side looks good. There's nothing specific Shelby-wise on those. They're just regular Charger. But still, again, with those, nobody's making them. So if you have one and, you know, your taillight gets busted, where are you going to find one? That's where we come into play. Surprisingly, on this car, the quarter panels and the front quarter panels and the rear quarter panels actually look pretty solid, considering, you know, it's actually a Michigan car. But so I've already got somebody wanting the rear quarter panels, and I'm thinking I might come up onto this body line and somewhere in the middle, and take from here down for the GLHS. Even if I'm not the one that fixes that car, if I do end up selling it, the next person, they might want, decent metal. So with that said, just got the car in the garage today. We just picked it up a couple days ago. Been busy with some family things. So we're going to hopefully this weekend get started tearing it down. Before I get too far involved in this car, if there's a how-to, if you want to know, hey, how do you do whatever it may be, and this car is a good candidate, by all means, don't hesitate to ask. I do know that this driver's door will not open from inside or outside. So with that said, I got to either figure it out and get it open one way or another, or not worry about it. The only problem is getting the ground effect off. You almost have to have the door open because there's, I'll show you on the passenger side. There's push buttons, push pins, whatever you want to call them. You got to take these rivets out to get that chrome strip, and then there's push pins or whatever up underneath there. And then I got somebody wanting the sill plates, the black. This is the black piece that runs along the carpet edge. Somebody's wanting both sides. This one I can get to easily. The other one will be a struggle, but I'll succeed. I always do. I've never had one of these totally beat me. I've had them try, but never one fully, completely. Me just say the heck with it and mess with it. So I do win. I'm stubborn and I'm patient, kind of, most ports. But anyways, it's a sunroof car, AC car. So it was, an optioned out car for, as many options as you can get on this. I think about the only thing left would have been the louvers. So we got an idea in our heads, and we're going to start working on this idea next. But the sunroof bag, the mice decided that they wanted to put a few little holes in it, which was just enough to make it, still usable if a person really, really needs one. It's dirty, but we have ideas. We got some things in the works, so we're gonna see what we can come up with. So anyway, with that said, real quick on the 86 T-top car, I have a gentleman from Nebraska who's put a deposit on it. He was actually on his way last night. Unfortunately, he ran into some issues, and he hasn't been able to get out here. Understandable, no rush, not worried about it. He needs to take care of what he's got going on. So yeah, that's about it, really. Like, follow, subscribe, comment, let me know what you think. Any how-tos, let me know again. And we'll keep plugging away and keep things going over here. Keep hunting them down and keep dragging them home. Fortunately, I got a wonderful neighbor. I appreciate him very much. So check us out on eBay, Forgotten Dailies. This is where we list all these parts. Everything goes on there. The majority of it is pretty much buy it nows. And the large majority is free shipping. So basically you're just going to pay whatever we have it listed for. We will negotiate a little if, within reason. I'm not going to lose money on the deal. It's not worth my time to do that. So, all right, well, thanks for watching, and I hope you have a great day, and we'll catch you on the next one.